Somebody says, Balveer Singh is starting in 6 months. I want to start a franchise opportunity. I'm presently working without leaving a job. I want to start and settle gradually and get going. Suggest me. Now, this is a very important aspect, and a very, very important aspect, Gautam. I go to a lot of seminars, and I ask people and say, what is your aspiration? And a lot of people tell me, I want to do something which is part-time. Anything which is part-time is part attention and part results. Or other part results, it doesn't happen, you don't get results. So don't just do it as a side point, because businesses are very demanding, very, very demanding. You have to understand that, especially when a professional is starting a business, he doesn't put a lot of money. So the money really doesn't create too much of a return for you. It's your own time and involvement which creates more return. So a lot of people come to me and say, I want to start a business in 10, 15 lakh rupees, right? Say 10 lakh rupees. Now, the best ROI you can do in a 10 lakh rupee, even at a 30% return on investment, your potential to make is 3 to 4 lakh rupees, which means that you're making 30,000 rupees a month, which is a great ROI on 10 lakh rupees. But I know a lot of people would not like to do it because they can make more money in job, right? So when your aspiration is, when you put 10 lakh rupees, your aspiration is that you want to make 1.5 lakh rupees, 1 lakh rupees on the business, but it goes away from the standard ROI structure, which means it is a combination of return on investment and the return on involvement. Both has to come in. Now, if you take the involvement out and say, I will not get involved myself and I will only do the investment, then the return would be very, very low. So now, Gautam, you have to have the choice you have to make, that how do you make that choice right? If you don't want to put your time into this, then you will not get that return on your involvement component. You'll only get the return on investment. And another mistake you should never do, and a lot of investors, I will alert and put this there. A lot of investors come to us who say, I want to invest, but I don't want to run and operate the business. Now, that becomes in our terms, FOCO, franchisee owned, company operated. Now, this is not bad choice. There are a lot of large companies also doing. We are handling a company called Tata Chroma, where there is a FOCO which is going on, and many other Tata's concepts are Westside, Zodio, all are doing FOCO. But it don't over expect returns from a FOCO, because now you're getting somebody to run and operate that business for you. So which means that you're not going to get the complete return. So you're sharing that return with somebody who's taking the operational responsibility and also the risk. So if somebody is going to take the risk, which means the brand owner is taking the risk, also taking the operational responsibility, not going to give you a very large return. So when you are thinking about FOCO, always think about lesser return cycles, much lesser return cycles. And this is a mistake. A lot of time in greed, both sides do mistake. Brand owners would do a mistake because they would, in this rush of scaling, commit a lot of return, which they cannot fulfill. So they create a lot of disappointment and a lot of disputes happen from brand owners. Equally from investors, they also have over expectations. Just by putting a small money, you feel that the franchise is going to make you a lot of money. The answer is no. So be very, very conscious about any offers of FOCO. I normally would not recommend any FOCO which is not backed by a very proven system or a very large company. When you're doing with Tatas or you're doing with the groups like that, you know they are backed by a big value system and you'll be able to safeguard that. They will not promise you big return. They will give you very, very small return, but they will honor that return. But sometimes these smaller brands are very dangerous and because they are not ready to support that kind of expansion.